So this video is Eve's introduction video. She is 6 years old. She's very sleepy right now. She's 6 years old. I got her when she's 3 months old from the Humane Society. She was a late birthday / graduation present. And I took my mama and my little sister, who is 10 years younger than me, with me. Even though Eve was a puppy, I did not want to risk getting a dog that wouldn't like my sister. So we picked Eve. She was there with a couple of her siblings, and she was the calmest one. Of course, I wanted all of them, but I couldn't have them all. During her socialization period, she was a little timid already, and I would take her out places and people would run up yelling "puppy" and just reach for her. They did not ask, although over the past few years people do ask me a lot more often if they can pet her. And the people yelling would scare her. And I had a friend who's a cat person who was trying to play with her, barking and growling, and that terrified her. So she's a bit shy. She does best if you ignore her and let her smell you, and on her own terms she will let you pet her and she will be your best friend. But if you try to rush her, it doesn't go well. She has a very scary bark and growl. She's not scary at all. You could literally reach for her and she will run away from you, but her bark and growl, very intimidating. She is such a sweet girl. There was at one point I was in a very bad depressive episode, I guess. It lasted a few months, and Eve was literally the only reason I got out of bed, was so I could go to work and take care of her, let her outside. And she's very in tune with if I'm having a rough day. She will initiate cuddling, and she's not a very playful dog. She'll play 5 minutes and she's like, okay, let's cuddle, love me. And there would be times where I would come home from work and she will go get a toy and she will make me play with her, and it just, I don't know why, and I don't know how, but it just cheers me up. I literally would not be here without her. She is my best friend. Fun fact, I accidentally taught her to give kisses when she wants a treat, and that has transferred into whenever she wants anything, she'll give me a kiss. And she doesn't really lick, it's just a bop, and that's it, but it's really sweet. I did not mean to teach her. Completely accidental. I was so happy the very first time she did it on her own. I would go, Eve, do you want a treat? And then I would give her a kiss on the nose and give her her treat. And I was like, Eve, do you want a treat? And she kissed me first, and it was the cutest thing. She loves car rides. She gets along very well with Pepper and Yo-Yo, who are asleep on the floor. She didn't really like Pepper as a puppy. She wasn't mean to her or anything, but she just kind of avoided her. And when Pepper was a puppy, she was way smaller than Eve, and it was funny. But now they'll get up on the couch and cuddle with me, both of them. Yeah, Pepper tries so hard to lay her head on Eve and go to sleep, and Eve just doesn't like it. Do you, love? No, her doesn't. I have no clue what kind of dog Eve is. Her adoption papers say pit bull mix. I don't know. No clue. I'm hoping that at some point we'll get the doggy DNA test and we'll test all 3 of the girls. And if we do, I will post a video. Eve does snore. Not as bad as Yo-Yo. When Yo-Yo snores, it's very loud. Eve is my travel buddy. She goes pretty much everywhere with me. Well, everywhere where I can take dogs. And she has the prettiest blue eyes. She needs a bath though. I just bathed you, Eve. Why are you so dirty? And she doesn't care if you look at her teeth. Maybe when she's asleep, but oh, I know. Hey, I love you. Eve, you're not gonna do it, are you? Of course she won't do it when I want her to. But I can tell her I love you and she'll give me a kiss. She sheds all the time. I don't know how she has any hair at all. No, I don't, Eve. What is that? What is it? Oh, you can get it. I'm pretty sure it's Yo-Yo. Come back and cuddle. Come back and cuddle. There you go. Thank you. Her favorites. So I don't let the girls eat human food very often, and there's only certain things that they are allowed to eat. And her favorite, for whatever reason, is bread. She literally one time had the option to take bread, or I believe it was steak, off of a plate, which she usually is very good. You usually can leave food, whatever, out and she doesn't mess with it. But instead of taking the steak, she took the bread. And I'm like, I don't want you to take anything, but at least take the good stuff. Her has a very sensitive tummy. So she's not allowed to eat very many different foods. She's not allowed to eat different dog food for more than a day than her usual food. And she actually used to get sick to her stomach quite often. It was never more than like once a day, but it was from her food, and I don't even have to tell her now, but if she starts to get sick, we both just run to the door. Yeah, and she gets ear mites, and it's pretty much the only issues that she has as of right now, but her is getting older. I wish dogs lived forever. Yeah. And she is a little timid with new dogs, the same way she is with people. She likes for them to ignore her and let her smell them first, and then she will play with them. But she actually got along really, really good with Yo-Yo when we brought Yo-Yo home. Well, we took the dogs and let them meet before we committed to fostering Yo-Yo for 2 weeks to make sure that she fit in with our family. And Eve actually, this is huge for her, she actually initiated play with Yo-Yo several times. It was the best thing. I was so worried about finding a dog that could be chill like Eve, but could also handle Pepper's energy, and Yo-Yo fit that bill perfectly. And Eve is not a mean dog. She used to let Pepper take her food from her all the time, and I would literally have to sit there and watch them. Even though their bowls were not that close together and stuff, I would still have to sit and watch. And one time, I timed Eve. Pepper walked over to Eve's food bowl, and Eve was growling at Pepper. And generally, I don't condone any acts of aggression or anything. However, like I said, Pepper would just walk all over Eve. And Eve growled at Pepper for 10 minutes while Pepper was trying to stick her head in Eve's food bowl. After 10 minutes, Eve snapped at her. She didn't hurt her. I don't even think she touched her. She just kind of snapped at her. And the first thing Eve did was stick her tail between her legs and look at me all sad and worried, and it was really cute. But after that, though, Pepper has not tried to take Eve's food anymore. She doesn't try to take Eve's toys either when Eve plays with toys. Oh, her sweepy. And Eve, what did she do? She's terrified of the vet. I'll open the door of the car. She just starts shaking. Like, you can visibly see her shaking, and you can see the hair fall off of her. Yeah. And the vet that I started taking her to as a puppy did so good with her. So good. He took his time. He let Eve gain a little trust with him, and he could have muzzled her, which I would have understood because he was so scared. You know, it's hard to tell when a dog is scared if they're gonna bite or not. He didn't muzzle her because he didn't want to make the experience worse. After that, though, I did buy just a cheap muzzle just to teach her to tolerate wearing one. I don't have the muzzle anymore, but she did pretty good when wearing it. And literally the hardest part of her entire visit is separating her from me. And once she's away from me, she stands still and she lets the vet do whatever they want to her with no complaints, no issues. She was attacked by 2 dogs one time. And what are you smelling? She has, I don't want to eat your ear. She has a scar. I don't know if you can see it, but she still does good with dogs. She's, not afraid of them unless they just start acting aggressive to start with. Right, baby. And Eve is a very chill dog. We pretty much just cuddle whenever I'm not cleaning or doing something with my other pets. We pretty much just cuddle. It's nice. She can tolerate going on hikes and long walks and stuff. She actually really enjoys them. But her energy level for the most part is pretty low. Which is why I am so surprised that her and Pepper get along so well, because Pepper's energy level is very, very high. can't think of anything else interesting at the moment about Eve. Oh, she does have double dew claws on the back of one of her feet. No clue why. When she was a puppy, the vet said it could be she has some Great Pyrenees in her. She's 42 pounds, so I don't think she does. And he did say that if her dew claw ever bothered her, like if it got caught a lot or she heard it, that we could take it off. But she's never had any issues with it, thankfully. She would be fine if she had to go through a surgery, but I don't think I could handle it. No, I would be so worried. Yeah. So this is Eve. This is my best friend. And hopefully I can get a video where you can actually see the color of her eyes better. They're very, very blue. They're very pretty. I get more compliments on Eve when I take her out places than I probably have ever gotten in my entire life. Yeah. Everyone that meets her ends up loving her. Right, love? Because you're just so sweet. I love you. Oh, good girl. I love you. Thank you. One more time. I love you. So, the next video will be of Yo-Yo. She is so tired right now. But yeah, the next video will be of Yo-Yo and the story of why she was the one I picked to adopt when I was working at the shelter, and of her actual name. Eve and Yo-Yo both came with different names. Eve's name was Buffy, and it does not suit Eve at all. And I highly recommend going to an animal shelter and adopting a dog. Eve is the best dog I could have ever hoped to have. She's the dog that I didn't know I needed. Bye. You gonna give me a kiss? Thank you.